Check, check, there we go. Sorry about that. Hi, I'm Chad Lehrman. We are Comedy Punch Up. We are a service providing customized comedic content for social media created by professional comedians. There was $1.7 billion spent on social media last year alone. More than half of that was on Facebook, and most of that is on Twitter. There's 34% growth every year on that. It's expected to be $3 billion by 2014. And among people advertising on Twitter now, 11% of them are dissatisfied with what they're doing. So basically, we see a big opportunity on Twitter. Sorry about that shit. So basically, we see a big opportunity on Twitter right now. There's 3 times more brand impact among active users. 67% of Twitter users are likely to recommend a brand. 75% of brand followers are more likely to buy. According to Sharp Partners, comedy is the most effective tool to encourage strong viral circulation. You guys know that. You pass around jokes, you pass around videos, you pass around funny stuff all the time. And coming up next, this is a sample tweet that we had written by a professional comedian today for a popular local Twitter feed. It's called Tucson Foodie, and we posted it late Sunday afternoon. Not a good time to post it. Within a couple minutes, it got retweeted by someone, which if you're familiar with Twitter, you know that means it got sent out to all that person's followers. We did do some market research. We talked to Chick-fil-A, the local Chick-fil-A. They were a sponsor of our startup weekend. They confirmed that small business does have a genuine need to be heard on Twitter. We spoke to the CEO of a company called Sugar Shoes. She said, you know, we don't know what we're doing on Twitter, but what you guys are doing sounds interesting. I think we would try that, and I think we'd be willing to pay to try it out. We also targeted this company called Hearsay Social as the type of social media agency that we would like to be targeting as well. Here, this is a guy named Robert Mack who actually wrote that tweet you saw earlier. He's a professional comedian. He's been on Comedy Central, NBC, Late Friday, and a really funny guy. He said that this is an opportunity that comedians would love to get in on and be able to get paid for what they're doing on Twitter and in social media. P.S. Check him out. He's going to be headlining at Laughs Comedy Club next Friday and Saturday. Very funny guy. And now I'm going to turn it over to James.
Thank you. So now what we'll do, we'll go over, we're not going to read through this completely, but kind of the revenue cost. Customers, what are they going to be paying? We've put together 3 different packages here, as you can see. We have a satisfaction guaranteed, so if they're not happy with what they receive from us, they're not paying for it. So that brings the barrier for them to actually try it down. And we're going to have metric feedback analytics with all that would be built upon commissions that the customers would be paying more on, basically. So I don't know how familiar you are with Twitter, but basically the more times it gets retweeted or sent out to multiple lists, basically the more eyeballs that it sees, the better it is for that company. For comedians, $5 per usable laugh. So we have professional comedians that you saw where they were appearing, so we're not using, you know, guys that are just hacks on the internet. Through market research, we found they can write about 10 laughs per hour. 10 times 5, that's $50. These comedians, they have time to be doing that. And then they want to do that, and they are currently doing that. They're doing writing exercises. This provides them with making some money doing that. Commissions for success. So if they have a very successful, if it gets retweeted and people are like, you got to see this, and they calling up their friends, that's going to all be able to be tracked through our analytics and our database. We're doing it work for hire. The comedians, we will have them basically in our stable. They won't be under, they'll be under a contract, so they wouldn't be able to go and work for a competitor. So we have them there. For scalability, we're going to start off with social media marketers, the top 10 in the U.S. Move up once we've taken care of that channel, move into ad agencies, and then go direct to Fortune 500 companies. So we put together kind of just a little mock-up of what the website would look like. It's going to be very simple, easy to use for comedians or agencies. Questions?
This probably gets to the analytics and database, but how do you measure your satisfaction guarantee?
Satisfaction guarantee, basically, if there is absolute general. So if they're not happy, if they don't feel happy with the service, just like a restaurant or anybody, how do you measure, you didn't like your meal, how are they going to measure that? So it's based on, if they don't feel that they got value from that, they're not going to pay for it. It's as simple as that.
On your, can you go back to the revenue slide, or the revenue generation slide? I don't know if you can, whoever's running the slides. So what is, you're saying $1,000 for 10 tweets?
Basically 10 tweets, correct.
And LAPH, is that an industry standard, or is it missing a U?
This is a brand new industry, so that's an industry standard. No, we
Is it?
We actually outsourced this presentation to Russia, and our guy didn't
So is that, did you validate that somebody would pay $1,000 for 10 tweets?
Yeah, we actually contacted one of the heads from OMD, which is a worldwide agency, and they basically told us when a company, a Fortune 500 company goes to do a campaign, they're going to do a marketing campaign, they're going to touch everywhere. So they're going to touch online, which gets into the HD, they're going to touch print, they're going to touch, so social media is going to get $1 million on average per campaign. So $1,000 per campaign, it's very reasonable, and yeah, we don't see any problems.
Could you give us a couple of words about your backgrounds?
Sure.
I'm the one who had the idea originally. I used to run a comedy club called The Purple Onion in San Francisco. I have a lot of connections with comedians. I also run an online comedy website, and that's my background as well as some business background.
So I went to undergrad, did finance entrepreneurship, graduated here at the university, worked in finance for 6 years, and actually just started an accelerated program this summer, getting my MBA.
I'm a mechanical engineering background. I've also done an MBA, Master of Mechanical Engineering, twice in the wire program. Ryan was my mentor the first time around. I currently work for a biotech